I'd like to call to order the City of Davenport Plan and Zone Commission meeting of Tuesday, August 14th. We'll start off with our public hearing. Roll call, please.
Connell.
Present.
Hepner.
Here.
Ingram.
Present.
Johnson.
Here.
Lammers.
Present.
Manus is excused. Med. Quinn.
Here.
Reinhardt.
Here.
Tallman here. We have a quorum, Mr. Chairman.
Med was excused, too.
Thank you.
I need to ask everybody in the audience to please turn off your cell phones. They do have the potential to bleed onto our recording. Other than that, we'll get started with the first item of business is case number REZ 18-12. It's a request of Chris Townsend on behalf of Jimmy Holt to rezone 1.43 acre more or less of property located at 3730 West Locust Street from C1 neighborhood commercial and R3 moderate density dwelling district to PDD planned development district. Hi, Ryan.
Good afternoon. Ryan Rusnak, Community Plan and Economic Development. It's just a rezoning to PDD to facilitate the development of a self-storage facility. Property is currently zoned R3 and C1. There's only a couple classifications in the city that currently authorize self-storage. That would be PDD and industrial zoning classifications. As you can see, it's residential general on the future land use map. The neighborhood meeting was held on August 6th. About 15 residents showed up. Didn't hear really any objections. They were just more curious about the type of proposed development. A concept plan was presented at that neighborhood meeting. I've asked them to formalize that concept plan that shows the proposed development and is also consistent with the PDD zoning classification. It essentially showed a linear road coming around a self-storage facility with an exit and entrance only on West Locust Street. No egress or ingress to the north there. No recommendation at this time. We will present that at the next Plan and Zoning Commission meeting.
Thank you, Ryan. Commissioners have any questions at this time? Seeing none, would the petitioner like to step forward and explain your project? Flip a coin.
Hi there, Chris Townsend, Townsend Engineering, Davenport. This project it's kind of a two-phase thing. Hopefully for my client, the first phase would be to take the east lot that's hatched there, rezone that, and then build two storage buildings. And due to the setbacks with PDD, they're a little tricky. We'll have to end up having at the beginning two kind of single rows of storage buildings, and then hoping to, this goes well, acquire the ground to the west and then do the same thing, which would still fit all the requirements, and then in the end have some retail along Locust Street would be ideal.
Okay. Commissioners, any questions? Seeing none, guess we're good.
Too easy. Okay.
Too easy. Would anybody in the audience like to step forward and speak in favor of this petition? Would anybody like to speak in opposition?
Good evening, Commission. Am I allowed to speak in favor as the owner?
Sure.
Okay, wonderful. Well, as a West Side resident, been over there, been in business. Currently,
can you identify yourself?
Yeah, I'm Jimmy Holt with All Around Town Outdoor Services and the Barrel House, Davenport, Iowa.
Thank you.
Yes. So, as a business owner, I've been in business for 17 years in the Quad Cities. Try to do a lot of improvements throughout the Quad Cities. This particular project, I'm really excited about. Got a lot of things going on the west side of Davenport. Own 3 parcels over there currently. This is the beginning of hopefully a good improvement. Kind of taking a black cloud all the way from the area. I've just acquired the Eagles Club on West Locust as well, so we're looking to do some improvements there. Move our old offices from this current location over to there, and again, hopefully get the support of you guys to continue to add improvements to the area.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Last call for anybody liking to speak in favor or opposition to this petition. Commissioners, any comments, thoughts, questions? Seeing none, we will close REZ 18-12, and it will be back in front of us on September 4th, same time, same location. We'll move on to REZ 18-13 of HawkEye Paving for the rezoning of 30.7 acres, more or less, of real property located at 8228 North Fairmont Street, formerly Wacky Waters site, from A1 Agricultural District to M1 and Light Industrial District to facilitate development of a contractor headquarters, shop, and equipment storage. Hey, Scott.
Scott Copes, Community Planning. So as you said, this is going to be Zone M1. The properties that are surrounding it to the north, to the east, and the southeast are also Zone M1. And the future land use map shows this designated as industrial. So as I stated, the future land use map is consistent with the proposal, and the surrounding zoning is also consistent with the proposal. And at this time, because it's a public hearing, there is no recommendation.
Thank you, Scott. Commissioners, any questions of staff? Tom?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Scott, is this property owned or was owned by the city of Davenport at one point for the fire department training?
That's correct. I believe a portion of it is still owned by the city of Davenport in the corner here.
Okay. Thank you.
Any additional questions? Would the petitioner like to step forward, please?
I'm Bo Perkins, HawkEye Paving. With this property, we've been working with the city, as you pointed out, with the city and the college district that owned it. I think it was no longer of use to them, that it didn't work out the plans they had. So we've been working with them to try to acquire and then keep the city still with the use of that. There's been, this is just kind of our due diligence to try to get the zoning changed. We didn't realize at the time that it was ag, so it was a surprise to us that it had been obviously used for other uses for so long. So we'd like to, eventually we'd have plans to move our corporate headquarters out there and improve the property, so.
Could you explain just a little bit more as far as what that entails as far as your corporate headquarters? Are you going to be making any concrete or rock, or what all does that involve?
We do not make any of the materials. We have equipment storage. We would have equipment out there and trucks, but we do not make any, we don't recycle concrete. We don't make concrete, so we would have no plans to do any of that type of activity.
Okay. Because obviously from the picture, it looks like massive rock piles from one point in time.
Yeah, it was used at the last about 15 years. I think they've been recycling since the Wacky Waters closed. They've been
Correct.
still doing that along with the college.
Okay, thank you. Commissioners, any questions of the petitioner? Commissioner Tallman.
Thanks. I'm just curious, where are you currently headquartered?
We're in Bettendorf, Iowa.
Is that still down on State?
Correct.
Okay, Devil's Glen area?
Yep.
Okay, thanks.
Any additional questions? Seeing none? Thank you.
Thank you.
Would anybody else like to speak in favor or opposition to the HawkEye Paving petition? Seeing none, we will close REZ 18-13 and move on to ROW 18-02 of the City of Davenport for the vacation or abandonment of public right-of-way along the 5,000 block of Forest Grove Court east to the corporate limits, containing 1.47 acres more or less. Scott?
Scott Copes, Community Planning. So if you're familiar with this site, Forest Grove Road used to run in this area here. There was a name change that came before you to rename this portion Forest Grove Court. That's already been done, like in 2017, I believe. And this portion of what most consider Veterans Memorial is actually called Forest Grove Drive, as it's called in Bettendorf. And so this removal of this right away is kind of, this is not needed anymore because of the new road that swings up and meets Veterans Memorial at Utica and Veterans Memorial. Mike Ashley is the city project manager who's been working on this project, and he's the one who submitted the request.
Thank you, Scott. Commissioners, any questions? Seeing none? Nope. Commissioner Lammers?
What will that look like if we move forward, agree with any
Most of it's already
recommendations?
seeded as sod or grass, but that's what the plans are, and then it's going to be sold to adjacent owners on either side of the
Okay.
right-of-way. There will be, our technical review comments are still coming in, but one of the comments was that there is some utilities there will need an easement, but other than that, there's really no plans for that area.
Okay, thank you.
Any additional questions? Seeing none, we will close ROW 18-02. That will conclude the public hearing. We'll move on to our regular meeting. Roll call, please.
Connell,
Present.
Hepner,
I'm here.
Ingram,
Present.
Johnson,
Present.
Lammers,
Present.
Manus and Metter excused. Quinn,
Here.
Reinhardt.
Here.
Tallman here. We have a quorum, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Let's see, we got report of city council activity.
Nothing more to add.
Thank you, Matt. Secretary's report.
Second.
Secretary's report's been moved and seconded as printed. All in favor signify by aye. Aye. Opposed? Hearing none, it will stay as written. It appears as though we have no zoning activity or subdivision activity tonight, and all that would remain are the 3 future business items for you to peruse through at your convenience.
You forgot report from the comp plan committee.
I did. I
can't-
skipped
I
right
can't
over
let
that.
you off that easy.
Okay. Well,
Just
now
real
that-
briefly, we had our zoning ordinance meetings last week. Appreciate those of you who came. In addition, we had I gave a presentation to a third ward meeting. We've met with a couple developers and we're getting emails. We're actually getting some really good feedback, things that we have. Okay, we missed a few things, but we're taking a look at that. We're going to be meeting as a staff next week. We've got a block of time reserved for that. We'll be trying to set I'll say a drop dead date, a date where we're going to have Camiros publish a final map and ordinance, and then get into the public hearing phase. That doesn't mean input stops or changes cease to happen, but we're just trying to keep the project moving along. As we've mentioned before, we're the phone keeps ringing in, new developments being I'll say proposed every day, and we're at a point now where we're kind of asking people based on their schedule, do you want to file the current ordinance or the new ordinance? So eventually we're not going to be there anymore, but it's kind of it's kind of interesting to be kind of in this transition phase. So again, if you have any specific comments, let us know.
Thank you, Matt. I apologize for jumping over you. Any communications? Anything?
I will add that we have an accepted offer for the Planner 2 position. His name's Brandon Melton. He is a senior planner with the Bi-State Regional Commission. A lot of great planners start their careers there, including myself. But looking to start on August 27th, so we'll have a lot of fun stuff for him to do, and you'll meet him undoubtedly at your next meeting.
Good.
I will also note you conducted 3 public hearings in 9 minutes. That's rather remarkable.
Considering the past few weeks, I would agree. We also will have a new commissioner, or new commissioner here, commission member here in August or September. Once he goes through the council grilling and gets approved, we'll look forward to that. Any other business to discuss?
Mr. Chairman, just for the record, I also want to add that I started my career at Bi-State too, so this is where you can end up here too. So
Matt gets paid, you don't.
it's all for the love.
Yeah, you took the fork in the road. Seeing no additional business? Do I have a motion?
Adjourn.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? We're therefore adjourned. Thank you for your attendance and drive home safely.